Hi everyone, I'm here to share with you a few of my favorite killjoy setups. Although I'm not the best, let's go ahead and get started. First, we're here on the Ascent map, and I'm going to show you how I hold A while also holding B. I think the biggest benefit of using Killjoy is that she can hold a lot of space so that we're able to get a lot of info on where the enemies are pushing. I like to place my turret here in tree because it holds both tree and main, and whenever the enemy pushes in from either side, you're going to get that info from the turret. And for my alarm bot, I like to place it in mid because then I know exactly if there are going to be enemies that are going to try to flank or if they're pushing mid. If I am holding A, then I'm going to go ahead and hide and stay behind tree right where my turret is so that I have a nice little peek of if they do entry main. And here's exactly what it looks like.
Bomb grenade out. Let me just swipe.
Here's also the enemy's perspective. With the same setup, let's see what it looks like if the enemies push from tree.
Who could have predicted this?
And here is the enemy's perspective. Now let's go ahead and set up B. I'm still going to keep my alarm bot in mid just in case there are any lurkers, but for my turret I'm going to set it up on these barrels, and then I'm also going to set up a molly right at the entrance. For my position, I'm going to stay inside mid because that's the perfect spot to look at both the entrance for mid and main B. So again, here's a closer look at my setup. Here's my perspective when they enter B.
Bomb grenade out.
And here's the enemy's perspective. Finally, let's say you want to watch mid instead of watching main B. We're going to go ahead and set up the turret in this corner while also setting up the molly. The alarm bot and the molly in mid stays the same, but this time I'm going to be hiding behind the wall. And this is what it looks like when the enemy enters.
Found them. Bomb grenade out.
And here's the enemy's perspective. The next map is Bind, and we're gonna once again start with A. I'm gonna set up my turret on top of these two boxes at an angle with a molly on both sides, and my alarm bot is also gonna stand behind this box. So once again, let me show you a closer version. Once everything is set up, I'm gonna hide behind this little wall. And here's my perspective when the enemy comes from showers.
grenade out.
Here's what it looks like from the enemy's perspective. We're going to do the same setup, but this time let's imagine that they come in from the main entrance and not showers. We're setting up at the same place with a turret and a little angle and a molly near showers, and then the alarm bot and molly go near this box. This time I hide behind the two boxes under my turret, and here's my perspective when the enemy comes in.
Found them. Bomb grenade out. They're all dead?
And then this is the enemy's perspective. Then for site B, I'm gonna first show you what it looks like when I want to hold B window. I'll place my turret on top of the box here. Then I'll place my alarm bot and one molly near the entrance of window. And then I'm gonna place another molly at the entrance of B main. And I'll probably hold an angle where the boxes are. Here's a closer look.
Placing sentry. Placing alarm bot. Placing swarm grenade. Placing swarm grenade. Nice and easy.
And here's my perspective.
Found them. Found them.
Here's also the enemy's perspective. For B main, it's similar, but you just want to make sure that the turret is not on the first box, it's on top of the long box, because as you can see, the enemy is not detected when you put the box on the shorter one. And then I'm going to place the molly in the exact same location, and the alarm bot and the second molly should go in the exact same location at window. Here's a closer look. And here's my perspective.
Bomb grenade out. Anticipated.
And this is the enemy perspective. Moving on to Fracture, this is probably one of the best maps where I use Killjoy. I typically focus Killjoy setups on Site B, but here's what I do on Site A. I'll place the turret where the ropes are, and I'll place my alarm bot near the main entrance of B, and then place a molly behind that alarm bot. And I'll hold it on the stairs or on the second floor. And here's a closer look. This turret position is easy to kill, like easy to break, but it holds doors and it holds drops, so it's good for finding like the first moment of information that you need. Here's my perspective.
Found them. Bomb grenade out.
And here's the enemy's perspective. Next, let's say I want to hold doors this time. Then I'm gonna set it up in the exact same places, turret where the door is, and then I'm gonna place the alarm bot and one molly near A main, and I'm gonna hold my angle here near the door. Once the timer is up, you're gonna go ahead and throw a molly real quick near the door. And here's a closer look at what I'm doing. But just a quick note, make sure you hold doors when there's someone holding flank/drop for you. Here's my perspective when an enemy comes.
Bomb grenade out.
And here's the enemy's perspective. Then let's say you want to hold drop. I'm going to place a turret on top of this very large box. And then I'm going to place both of my mollies at the top of the drop and at the bottom of the drop, so that once the turret goes off, we can set off those two mollies. I'm gonna sit on the ropes, and here's a closer look at what I'm doing. Here's my perspective when an enemy comes.
Bomb grenade out. Who could have predicted this? Alright, I did.
And here's the enemy's perspective. Next up is Site B. For Site B, I place my turret here on an angle so that it holds both front and back of the site. I place my first molly at the entrance, and then if I'm holding the main entrance of B, I'm going to place my turret on the second half of the tower and also place a molly there. And I'm going to hold the site at this angle. And here's a closer look at what I'm doing. Here's my perspective.
Bomb grenade out.
And here is the enemy's perspective. And this is my setup when I want to hold the arcade area of B. I placed a turret and one molly at the exact same place. But I'm gonna wait for the timer to drop, and then I'm gonna place my alarm bot and one molly at the end of arcade. Here's a closer look at what I'm doing. Then I'm gonna hold my angle here behind this box, crouching down. And here is my perspective when the enemy comes.
Found them. Bomb grenade out. They're all dead? I have more tests to run.
And this is the enemy's perspective. I hope you enjoyed this type of content, and make sure you stay tuned for the following maps, and let me know if you have any more requests in the comments below. Thank you. Bye.